Faith's all I need. In this world, I know that God got me. Faith's all I need. In this world, I know that God got me. Peace and blessings, my people. Peace and blessings. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. What's going on? What's going on, good people? Y'all can see, man, I'm sporting something a little different today. Still giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High. Y'all already know. I just wanted to bring forth some awareness. Yeah, man. There seems to be a rise. There seems to have been an increase. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, family. I'm gonna talk about it. Treat Field, what's going on, family? Peace and blessings. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Yeah. Yeah, I just hit up brother in the back scenes, man. Had to let him know. Hey, much love to your family. Like, I'm thankful for our connection. You know, I'm thankful that we were able to, you know, informally but still formally meet one another. And y'all willing, man, we'll be able to shake hands in real time, man. Hey, just praying for the day, man. Praying for the day that we all can grow and be exactly who the Most High ordained us to be. What's going on, Off-Road TV? Hi, Bakugo, Pagu, Bakugo. I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, I'm doing good, man. If y'all can do me a solid, hit that double tap on the screen right quick. You feel me? Go ahead and get the likes up. If you're new to the channel, man, my goal is simple. I just want to inspire, encourage, and motivate the next to be great. And with this stream of consciousness today, I wanted to talk about bringing some awareness to this growing trend, this growing, how can I call it? I want to call it what it is, but you know, I want to be, I want you guys to be able to comprehend. I want people to be able to at least take insight of what I'm about to say. And if you can see the shirt that I'm wearing, you know, just spreading some awareness of the autistic community, the people who are diagnosed with ASD or autistic spectrum disorder. I wanted to spread some awareness and truly, in my honest opinion, what I believe that it is and some of the insights that I have working closely with some of the most renowned, I guess, mental health technicians and psychiatrists and, you know, people who study psychology, and also myself, who is a astute. You can call me a Bible thumper. You can call me someone who believes in God. You can call me someone who has a tremendous amount of faith. And so I just wanted to bring some awareness to this. I really want to use my words wisely, friend. And I know that when we're talking about situations as such, with people who have these diagnoses, you want to, people want to coddle them as much as possible. So it's like you don't want to say anything to offend somebody. And so I'm just, by definition, I want you guys to know what autism is. And I wanted to be able to spread some awareness of what's going on in the society right now, where myself personally, I work within a field. I work as a mental health technician. I work as a teacher. I work as a counselor, to be able to help guide the young kiddos, to help guide the youth, to help be able to find connections back within these delays that doctors diagnose these children with. And let me just say, family, there's no amount of medicine, there's no amount of counseling, there's no amount of so-called therapy that you that is in this book that these so-called doctors are reading that is a one for all. So everybody's a different case when they're diagnosed with so-called autism. And to say that there's truly no cure for it. And I wanted to bring some awareness to it. I wanted to let you all know as my platform, my community, my supporters, to let you guys know what I do in the back scenes. I feel like that's very important because when you guys support my channel, I want you guys to know, when I'm not creating content, what it is that I do and helping out the kiddos who have so-called developmental delays, helping out the young adults who have a hard time communicating, and even helping out adults who have a hard time just being able to interact with one another. This is one of the things that I do outside of creating so-called content for YouTube. So I just wanted to bring some awareness today. I wanted to let you guys know about a little more in detail of what autism is, and just sharing some of my experience within the field, and again, bringing some awareness. I see we got some people in the chat. Sans Group Off-Road TV said my friend has autism. Sheesh. How is that? Do you know what autism is? I'm going to go ahead and start that poll off. Do you know what autism is? And so I'm going to share with you all the scientific breakdown of what autism is. And then I'm going to also share with you my experience of what I believe autism is. And to say that, family, people are still studying this diagnosis. They're still trying to find solutions for people who have these so-called ASD, autistic spectrum disorders. And there has not been a cure yet. I'm praying. I'm praying we find a cure. I'm praying we find an infrastructure. I'm praying we find the people that can come together to say that we have found a solution to this type of so-called disorder, and we can help people who are diagnosed with this heal. And so my first question to the chat, and go ahead, hit that double tap if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be having a wide variety of creative content, a wide variety of, let's just say, divinely discussions. And this is one of them where I wanted to bring forth some awareness of the so-called autistic community. And let's start off with the foundations. Do you know what autism is? Let me see if I at least got one person in the chat, man. Two people in the chat, man. I see we got some responses in the poll. If you can help me, hey, all praises, all honor, all glory to the Most High. If I do have some brothers or some sisters who have some information on this topic, definitely put it in the poll. So we'll build like that, I'm still learning what it is, and I've been in the field of ABA for about 8 years now. So, man, it's been a while providing services towards kiddos, applied behavioral analysis, where I'm looking at a kid, I'm acknowledging that this kid is delayed in some area as far as communicating, delayed in the area as far as even expressing themselves, delayed in the area of even just making connections as far as just knowing how to write, knowing what their name is, knowing how to respond within various environments, like with a teacher, or even with their parent, or even with a peer. So seeing this firsthand, and when I first got involved within the industry, I was like, oh man, this is a different type of teaching. Not only is this a different type of teaching, but this requires a different type of education. And not someone who has a degree, but someone who has some type of spiritual acknowledgement, in my opinion. Because if you're trying to get someone to adhere to just basic instructions as far as going to the bathroom, or being nice, or just even saying hello back, man, it gets to a point in time where you would think that those skills or that behavior would be something that comes innately. You would think that saying nice things, you would think that going to the bathroom when you need to, you would think even writing your name down is something that you can learn based off of you going through school. Yeah, let me say, family, you have some individuals out here right now in this world that have a difficulty learning those basic concepts. And many of the people that you see right now may be hidden in this diagnosis of autism. And so I just wanted to spread forth some awareness again. I see we got a couple of people that engage with the chat, man. Do you know what autism is? And so if I could get a yes, get a no, I want to be able to build with you all on this topic here, and see if I have some people who are somewhat informed. And I just really want to bring this out because we're in a space right now where there is going to be an increase. You're going to hear about this word autism, and it may not be what you think it is as far as the scientific study and even what people are trying to tell you about what it is. And for the ones who have spiritual sight, for the ones who, trust in the Most High, just know there's going to be a time where the minds of many shall do things that are inconvenient. The Bible correlates it to people who are reprobate. And these times are greatly upon us. So my question, man, let me see if I can get a few more people to engage in the chat right now before we even open up the communication on what autism is. Do you know what it is? I see we got a couple of votes in the poll. If you can do me a favor, man, go ahead and hit a yes, hit a no if you know what autism is. If you don't, hey, say no. If you do, say yeah. And for the people who say yeah, hey, I want to hear what your feedback is as far as what autism is to you. Not just is to you, but what it truly is. And if we can build off of this, man, hopefully iron sharpens iron, where we can learn more about what autism is and be more aware and be more conscious of the people that we're dealing with. Because this so-called disorder, let me just be real with you guys, family. There's been an influx. There's been an exponential rise in kids being diagnosed with autism. And not just kids, males at that. So let me see, man. We still ain't really getting no engagement. I guess we got a lot of people that want to come through and learn today. So, I mean, hey, I guess that's still cool. But, keep in mind, I still want to learn. And for me to communicate with my brothers and sisters, this gives me the platform to be able to bring forth information like this, to have us communicate on it, to truly know what it is. And when I tell you, family, I see beyond being a professional at what I do, but someone who's connected spiritually. I see the influx of disorders mentally, physically, emotionally increasing. And what does that truly mean out here in this world? True said, I've heard of it and seen it. Don't really know about it other than a spirit. The wife I had a brother that was autistic. Man, Settler said, I don't know too much about it, not gonna lie. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Okay, all right. And then that lets me know where we're at. And again, you see me rocking the autism awareness because next month, tomorrow, it's Autism Awareness Month. And, I told you guys, outside of me creating content, I work with children who are on the autistic spectrum. And so, I just wanted to invite you guys to know who I am outside of creating so-called God content, but in a sense, everything I do is godly. And just wanted to share with you all, one of my passions in life, when I tell you guys that I'm here to inspire, encourage, and motivate the next to be great. Hey, I really mean that. I really mean that to the point where I put myself in a position where I'm working with kiddos, where I'm working with young adults, where I'm working with people who truly require that assistance of someone who is there, you know? Let me see if I get a couple more votes in the poll, man, and then I'm gonna share with you guys the information of what autism is. I see about 2/3 of people. Well, hey, I guess that sounds pretty accurate. 2/3 of people, hey, they said no. I don't know what autism is. 1/3, they do. If I could get that 1/3 to communicate to the people of what autism is, man, that'll be great. Otherwise, I'm already here with it. I got the information brought out where I just wanted to be able to spread some awareness on this diagnosis that's being heavily uh, intrusive. And I say intrusive because it's not welcome. And you got doctors that'll look at a kid and, this is the last thing in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit. This is the last thing a mother or a father would want to hear about their child. So that's why I say intruding, because if they're if you have a doctor writing this down and saying, hey, yeah, your child has this is the last thing that I want to hear that is intruding on the spirit of my child. But then you got to think about it as a parent. Do you accept the physician's diagnosis? And you have a lot of people that just don't have the knowledge of what autism is. And so, hey, they say, yeah, I'm going to believe what the doctor says, you know? And so, let me just speak about what autism is. Um, Obviously, I've been a person who's been in the field for quite some time. And just off the forefront of me seeing the people who are diagnosed, it's considered a delay intellectually. So people who are diagnosed with autism, their functions behind communicating is somewhat slow. When I say slow, it takes them some time to respond. And not only does it take them some time to respond, they may not respond appropriately. And so here's the whole concept between behavior, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, what's considered good, what's considered bad. You have individuals who have the so-called diagnoses of ASD or autism spectrum disorder, where they will engage in behaviors that socially and in an environment will we consider them to be good. And so you have behaviors like uh, using profanity all the time. You have behaviors like kids spitting. You have behaviors like kids just yelling for no reason. You have behaviors like kids just throwing tantrums, and it gets to the point where I've acknowledged, okay, a kid, yeah, they're gonna behave in a way that they don't even know how to operate, because if they're not taught, they're not gonna know. Once you're a baby and all you do is cry, but you're not really instructed on how to get mommy's attention or daddy's attention, that's all you're gonna do is cry, because nobody never taught you. Think about the year in 2024. School was canceled. My bad, the year 2020, I said 2024. But think about the year 2020. School was canceled. Think of all the children that were birthed during that time. And so they didn't really get to see interactions between people, nor were they able to see people in a social environment. Given that these children were only positioned possibly in front of a TV, possibly in front of a tablet, what do you think their function or their main communication process is going to be like if they never heard real people communicate? if they never even got the chance to be in an environment to see behavior appropriately. If a kid only watches YouTube videos but never sees the environmental display of behaviors, don't you think that kid is gonna believe that YouTube videos and everything that they were shown to them is appropriate behavior on how to respond, react, and communicate? Hear me out, family. And then you even get to the stage where, all right, you have people in this world that, let's just say, they're not always used to being in public, nor does anybody want them to be around other people in public. Let's just be honest. You have people like that. You have people in some sort of area where, hey, parents have decided to keep them in the room upstairs. And for what reason? Again, let's consider. Mic check, mic check. My apologies, family. I hope I'm still on. If I get a 1 in the chat, 2 in the chat, 3 in the chat. YouTube indoctrinations. Sheesh. Hey, they be real out here. And so, just really wanted to make sure you guys know there are people out here that are walking around you. And I just want to give a appropriate definition of this diagnosis. Autism spectrum disorder is a neurological and developmental disorder that affects how people interact with others, communicate, learn, and behave. Hear me out, family. This is a disorder. So, not something that is obvious of an order. This is a disorder that affects how people interact. So, hi, hello, interacting with you right now. Do you think there's something out of order with the way that I interact with you? This affects how people communicate. Hi, my name is Divine Lee. How are you? You got some people who, given that you're in their space one-on-one, will they be able to communicate to you appropriately? And there's a diagnosis for that so-called disorder. And then, hear me out, family. It affects how they learn. So, hey, if I tell somebody 1 + 1 = 2, someone with autism spectrum disorder will be like, what do you mean 1 + 1 = 2? Not only does it affect how they learn, it affects how they behave. I got a shirt on right now. I know how to put a shirt on. And family, I'm not about to take my shirt off. If you guys are thinking about that, I'm not about to take my shirt off and wave it over my head right now, because that's not appropriate behavior. But hear me out. Autism spectrum disorder affects how people interact with one another. It affects how people communicate. It affects how people learn. And it affects how people behave. I just wanted to spread some awareness today, and I hope, all praises, all honor, all glory to the Most High for my brothers and my sisters who, just wanted to know a little bit more about what autism was. I hope I was able to spread some type of tidbits here and there of what it possibly is. And just know when I'm not on YouTube, obviously, hey, my 9 to 5 is making sure I can come up with some type of strategy to help these kiddos reconnect and build and become a part of life functioning. All praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, man. I thank y'all. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and hit that double tap. Hey, subscribe to the channel if you're new watching. Hey, we almost there. We on the road to 1,000, and y'all willing, I'll be able to create a little bit more infrastructure so that you guys can see what I do on a grand scale and be able to connect with my brothers and sisters in real time, to be able to share this information, to learn with them, to grow with you all. And man, it's been nothing but a loving journey. I'm thankful for everybody that I have been able to meet, starting my YouTube and, communicating and expressing myself, man. It's been nothing but love. So I just wanted to come through, family, spread some awareness. And I hope that, you guys can be able to take this information with you and, hey, look at life and say, how can you be of assistance? All praises, all honor. Again, giving all glory to the Most High. Until next time, family. Peace. What's up, I am? I see you in the chat. Greatness, greatness. Tree to field, settler, peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. Hey, much love to y'all, family. Keep doing what y'all doing. Thank y'all for the encouragement. Thank y'all for the inspiration. Hey, I love each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all keep me going. Until next time. Peace.